me, Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So, have you seen Doctor Who recently? Not been very good. Not been very good. But it's been a lot worse than we can possibly imagine. You know, most people watching this has stopped watching Doctor Who because it's been really bad, really genuinely awful. That's fair. Okay, I can understand it. I continued to watch it. I would have stopped at Autumn 55 because I was just like, there's no hope at this point. It's awful. It's going to stay awful. But, you know, I watch it one time to review it, and I can't really go back more. But I really wanted to go back more. I wanted to go back more and really investigate. Wasn't as bad as I thought it was, right? Wasn't bad. Am I just being hyperbolic? Me, hyperbolic. Could that ever happen? It might. But no, it wasn't. It's a lot worse than we thought it was. It was a lot worse. So I went through his first season, and it's just unprofessionally badly written with bad ideas driving it. I think that's the only way of describing it. So the second season, they did a soft reboot. And amazingly, it's even worse, right? It's still got the terrible ideas, right? It's still got the plot holes, and it's still got just the nothing really matters. This is made for little children with no cognitive reasoning ability, right? It's still got that vibe going on to it. But now you got a lot of monsters and stuff where they just, they use that to cover up how incredibly bad it is, and it's very bad. Yes, it is very bad. So you know, I think they're banking on people not rewatching it, not going back to it, and you know, not analyzing it. Just like everything they've been banking on, they failed. They failed because here I am to do just that. I'm going to do just that, and I'm going to quite enjoy doing just that. Well, no, I don't, because it's awful. It's really terrible. But it's just so unbelievably amateurish. I am still relatively shocked that the BBC had the gall to put this on. I mean, really, that somebody at the BBC looked at it and said, oh yeah, this is totally something we could show the world. No, this is something you should have hidden and been very embarrassed about. But no, the BBC, again, like every idea they've had, it's been a bad one, right? It's been a bad one, as we're about to find out. So this is a deep dive review of Spyfall Part 2. I'll put a link to Spyfall Part 1 in the video if you want to talk to yourself. Listen, if you want to talk to yourself, I would just say, you know, you can go and find somebody who will shove a fist up your ass. It'll probably be over quicker, right? Unless it gets caught, and then you've got to go to hospital. That'll be horribly embarrassing. But even that will be slightly better, marginally better than watching this episode, which is just shockingly bad, right? It is shockingly bad. Fine, before we get into it, like, share, subscribe, comment, all those things are fantastic. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate you doing all of those things. If I get another 15 people subscribing or 20 people subscribing, I break through this invisible barrier that YouTube have put up, and that I took about 3 months to realize is there. If 15 of you, 20 of you can do that, that really makes my life super better. Thank you very much. I'm very grateful. Sign up to my Substack, my email newsletter. Sign up to my paid Substack, my other email newsletter. That's basically the same thing. I send out content on both, more likely on the free one. I'm terrible on the paid one. I really got to say, I'm on holiday right now while this is going out, so I've really got to make sure something goes out before I go on vacation, which I'm very much looking forward to. Fine, like, share, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. Now let me hand over to me. I was going to say from last night, from about a week ago, when I did the Impossible, when I went through this awful episode line by line and regretted every moment of it. Let me hand over to me. Spyfall is just, it's astounding. And again, I know I've done a lot of these reviews. It always amazes me how bad they are, right? How insanely bad they are. Let's start over here. Spyfall. Thumbs up. Fine. So, the first nonsensical episode, and I mean, like, boy, do you remember in Curse of the Fatal Death when all these things happened and he, Doctor fixed something, and they said, Doctor, how do you do that? And Doctor went, I'll explain later. They don't even say, I'll explain later, right? It's just dumb and stupid. So it starts off that all the spies around the world are being assassinated, right? We see this in the recap. All the spies around the world, they're all women, because, oh, look, women are the best, mate, right? Women are the best. It starts off, by the way, Jodie going, previously on Doctor Who, and she's even shit at that, right? She's even shit at that. Incredible. And like, how do you fuck that up? I don't know. I don't know how anyone screws that up, right? But okay, so all the spies are being assassinated, and they're all women, and they're all stood in and brave by glowy people, right? And Stephen Fry is in charge of the spies, and he calls the doctor. He says, "But no, the doctors are mad. I know the doctors are mad." And the doctor says, "Oh, it was so funny." She said, I've had an upgrade." Oh, and we all laughed. Oh, we all laughed. We did. Nobody laughed. Literally nobody laughed. Apart from like the people went, "Yes, yes, I want to drink your sweet, sweet tears, fanboy, sweet, sweet tears." They're this was before that, weren't they? No, then they're driven somewhere, and the car takes over and tries to kill them. Meanwhile, Lenny Henry's a bad guy, and he is the worst bad guy ever. Better than the Jodie as a doctor, though. He's just like, I don't understand what the thought process is with this bad guy, but that it makes no sense, right? None of it makes no sense. I don't understand what Lenny Henry's thought process is with complaining about how freaking racist England was. Excuse me, Lenny, pardon me if I'm wrong here. Maybe I'm saying something out of line. Maybe I'm saying something that's wrong that I'm not understanding and I'm incorrect, right? But it seems to me you've had a long and illustrious career, going back basically your whole life, right? You were what, 15, 16 when you were on New Faces or whatever that show was on, and you've exploded ever since then, right? You're on sitcom after sitcom, sketch show after sketch show. You got your own show. You're on Tiz Was. It seems to be, for a country that's so crazily racist, your career wasn't impacted in any way by anybody being crazily racist, right? That's what it seems like to me, right? I don't know what to tell you, but okay. But yeah, BBC would never hire a black doctor. Nobody gave a shit about your skin color in 2015, mate. Right? Yeah, nobody. Yeah, if Matt Smith didn't look better than Patterson Joseph, then Patterson Joseph would have been the 11th Doctor, because skin color really didn't freaking matter. So yeah, we're recapping. Lenny Henry's the bad guy. Yaz is just stunning and brave. They go and interview him. Meanwhile, they meet Stephen Fry's best man, right? Not literally best man, but his best spy, O. And then Stephen Fry is killed, but O's like, "Oh, what have you done, Doctor?" And there's these aliens there, which are very clear, heavily implied are going to be Cybermen in some way. And then as the story progresses in this episode, would have made a lot more sense if they were Cybermen. But who gives a shit, right? Who gives a shit? Especially how as they are featured in the season, right? It's incredible. Okay, you're gonna have the Cybermen feature at the end of the season and be this massive threat. Well, why not have this be the introduction of them, right? I mean, like, what? Why? Because nothing matters. Like, nothing matters, and you just don't give a shit. So there's all these attack points going across the world. They go and meet. It has a confrontation with Lenny Henry, and incredibly, Jodie Whittaker is less intimidating than Lenny Henry, right? Incredibly. And then there's a shit car chase with Jodie on a bike, and then she's got to catch a plane. Oh, Icky thought we got to get the plane, but by the time they get the plane, Lenny Henry is already gone, and the master reveals his evil secret plan. I'm really the master. Oh, and he's nothing like the master, right? Both Jodie and Sacha Dhawan plays it like the meddling monk, right? And they play it like the meddling monk because they have no idea what they're doing. Sacha Dhawan, I like that he's excited about it, right? I do. I like that he's excited about it. But man, I wish he had something to be excited about. Fine. So then she's kidnapped and sucked to the glowy alien's realm. And the front of the plane blows up, and Yell goes, "Ah!" And she's in. Okay, for all the money they put into this was very clearly the planet of vacuum tubing, right? It's all like vacuum cleaner tubes that she did. It's very like, okay, that's where she is. Anyway, bum 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 bro. Oh, God, it's so, I hate the music. Oh, I hate the music. Doctor Who, Spyfall Part 2. This is Chris, mate. I wouldn't put your name on it if I was you, right? I would move away from putting your name on this. Meanwhile, so in the weird realm of the aliens, she doesn't know what's going on. She has no idea what's going on, right? And she's talking to herself. And you hear her trying to reason, and she's just dumb, right? It's one thing hearing the doctor's thought process go, "Oh, that man's kind of clever, right? That's kind of smart." But hearing her do it, you're like, she's dumber than me. Speaking of which, I watched the first hour of the movie Day Shift on Netflix. The vampire bounty hunter movie with, who is it? Lawrence, not Lawrence Fishburne. Hang on. Day Shift. Who's in that? Let me have a quick look. Jamie Foxx, right? Jamie Foxx movie, and I was watching it, and it was like kind of fun, and then it got stupider and stupider and stupider, and then he had this like sidekick on it who kept pissing himself, so I couldn't get why that was funny, right? And then I basically worked it out. He's a white guy pissing himself, right? And this is a movie made to play in the hood, right? And I don't know if this still happens. When I lived in America, if you went to a black neighborhood and watched a movie, it was so much more entertaining, right? It was like street theater because everybody in the cinema is screaming at the frick, and I'm not exaggerating, right? That's exactly what it was. It was so much fun. This movie is designed for that, right? This movie is 100% designed for that, and it's really bizarre. But yeah, no, that's so yeah, people talk to her. So I don't know how I got onto that. Fine, she's talking to herself. She has no idea what's going on because she's Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who, and she is shit. I'm scared. I don't know. Meanwhile, the plane's crashing, right? The cockpit's blown off, the plane's crashing. We're all gonna die. I mean, really, aren't they used to being about to die? They travel around with Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who, right? I did. Yeah, why? Like, how you're not dead yet is beyond me, right? So Ryan's on the ground, and then we see the Doctor's cunning plan. Oh, right. So Ryan looks over and sees a sign for Ryan, right? He's like, "What's that doing there?" Meanwhile, the Doctor's go, "Oh, I don't know what's going on." Ryan sees there's lots of signs for him. Okay, Ryan Sinclair that way. Okay, and you can hear Chris Chibnall go, "Oh, this is so cute. This is so bizarre." Ever Decreasing Circles, mate. Remember the show Ever Decreasing Circles when they had the really boring friend of Richard Briers? That's Chris Chibnall, right? That is Chris Chibnall. So, and she's like, "Oh, I don't understand it." You thought, and then there's somebody else there, and they're like, "Oh, I'll try and find you." It's like like 20 paces away. "Oh, try and find you. Oh, I don't. Why didn't you say call out to me?" "No, nothing. She's just stupid." Ryan, and so Ryan finds this. Says, "Go to the cockpit here. How to land a plane without a cockpit." And he says, "Oh, I've got a plan." And they haven't crashed yet. So she hooks up with this woman who's called Ada, who's been coming there since she was 13. Whenever she passes out, this is what goes on in her mind, she thinks. He's like, "Oh, no, if you thought there's not your mind." Says, "Yes, be calm, my lady." And they hook up their phone, and you get this really condescending message from Jodie Whittaker's Doctor. And here we have, hey, red number one. I don't know why you can't see me. Right? Look. Here. I'm putting you on screen. You're here, all right? I've been on for an hour, mate. I don't understand. It's like, Can everybody else see me? Right? Everybody else can see me. Can you put a 1 in the chat if you can see me? That would really, really help. Anyway, she has this really condescending message, and she's also stupid at the same time. Mark the Vicar, really, you're just trying to confuse me now. Okay, everybody can hear me. Well, the DC hits a 2. Okay, there you go. You can all hear me. That's good. Fine. So you can only be condescending if you're clearly smart, right? Tom Bacon could be condescending, but he wasn't. And that's why he was a great doctor, because he was clearly more intelligent than all of you, right, in the room, right? That's what but she's stupid and condescending, because if you thought I'm the doctor, yeah, look at me, I'm going to grimace horribly. And so she's got a plan that she's got a plan that he can use the app to fly the plane, because the computer isn't in the cockpit, right? That's the plan. Oh, she's so awful. So that's what they do, and they don't. And like, hi Ryan, opening piloting made easy. I mean, wouldn't it be easier, right? Wouldn't it just be easier if you're putting some kind of thing in to save them, to, as soon as the master vanishes, land the plane quite like and make it everything go fine, make it all go easy, right? Then and she forgets to tell everybody you're supposed to close the cockpit. So Graham has to risk his life doing that because the doctor's just useless, right? Absolutely useless. Oh, like you thought, we have to rely on the doctor. Meanwhile, and this was a really dumb thing. She meets this Ada, and Ada says, I keep thinking of a word, but I don't know what I mean. I keep thinking of a word. And then she mumbles the word Karsavin. We can't really hear it before it cuts out, right? And it like, okay, Chris Jimmer doesn't understand how to write language, right? Whenever he wants to do something alien, he will do like, the planet of Plippity Plop Plop Ploo, right? He won't do anything he won't call it like, Red Granite 7, right? So that only gives you an idea of some resonance in language, right? About what's going on, right? About what they're trying to say. The terrible Rusty Davis Sixth Doctor story, The Mind of Hodiak. They have the Tungsten Warriors. Yeah, and you've got an idea that gives you a feeling of what they are. Nothing here. The Karsavin, who knows? It doesn't mean anything, right? Doesn't mean anything. So she's like, oh, they're going to come. These lights are going to come, and they're going to go and transport you back in a minute. Maybe hold on my hand. And I had to look up the bloody word, Karsavin, right? Because I was like, what did she say? What was that? Like, if you can't understand the word, I don't understand. Okay, fine. So they zap her back, and she sees the alien. Said, "Oh, that's my guardian." God, and then, like, why does she think this is a good acting job? I mean, what other doctor has looked this gormless? I mean, honestly, she looks like an unappealing sex doll right now, right? A sex doll to shoot yourself by. Then she's like, oh, I give up. Anyway, so they land the plane, and like, oh, we're the bestest ever. Meanwhile, and I like the time vortex, right? I do like the colourful time vortex. The Master's TARDIS is a house, and inside this is the controls, this like red glowy thing. So you have this weird Lenny Henry, Barton his name, like seen together, right? And it's like, and he's all like, oh, angry, and he's like, oh, we're going to take over the world. It's going to be the bestest ever. And he's like, the plane just landed. It didn't crash. And it's like, well, you'll have to go there and deal with that. I'll go and head him off at the pass, right? I'll go after the doctor. Meanwhile, the doctor wakes up. And says, oh, he thought, where am I? What's going on? And she's in this science fair in the 1800s, turns to be 1834. And people are showing all the sciencey things they've invented. That guy's invented a hand grenade. I mean, I don't think that ever happened. You had like a science fair where people saying, "Oh, I've invented the hand grenade," and she just wakes up with Ada Lovelace, and this person says, "Nobody bats an eyelid, right?" Again, none of this stuff is ever explained. Nobody bats an eyelid. Said, "Oh, look, we just appeared. That's very impressive." Said, "Well, I'm the incredible reapparating woman. I mean, I always get that wrong. You get everything wrong." And they're like, yeah, it's just said, "Oh, I'm the doctor. I'm the cleverest person." He said, "Oh, really good." So Lenny Henry arrives, but nobody's there on the plane. "Oh, I'm going to give you my angry face again to show you how mean and nasty I am." Oh, because I'm mean, nasty, and angry. Meanwhile, they snuck off around the corner, the fam, right? They said, "Oh, we got to go." He's giving a. Oh yeah, we got access to his diary from the app the doctor gave us with some plot armor, and you should go and. He's giving a keynote speech tomorrow. Let's go into hidings till then, right? But we'll go and get him and we'll stop him. And they don't know if the doctor's dead or alive. This goes on for a while. The doctor not being dead and alive with Yaz. Meanwhile, Ada is showing her around being a stunning and brave woman. And Doctor says, "Oh, I like you being stunning and brave." Has she worked out who she is yet? Who gives a shit, right? Who gives a shit? Where is it? Yaz is mooning over the doctor. And we never get an explanation of the doctor's plan to save them, which is just dumb. It's just a dumb plan. Meanwhile, the master shows up acting like a clown for some reason. I don't know. And he's got a new weird version of the tissue compression thing, which is now a little box. It doesn't look like the dildo light, right? By the way, just one more time. The newest version of the master's tissue compression device just coming out here. There you go. That's the tissue compression device we know and love. One of them, yes. Oh, yeah. Excuse me. Need to go and change my pants now. So then they do lots of comedy murders. Like he zaps a woman and said, "Oh, ladies, I can make you much smaller." Boom, and and also it's too small to be scary, right? If you look at what was the first one that we saw it in, it was the Alton story. Not Spirit from Space. Terror of the Altons, right? When you had it was a special effect version of a shrunk down person, right? This just looks non-threatening and silly, right? It was like, I'm so scared, I'm screaming, and he runs around shouting. He makes everybody get on their knees, hands on your heads. And the doctor's like, "Oh, icky thump. Oh, I'm gonna wrinkle up my little wrinkling between my eyebrows to show how serious I am." Again, you're not intimidating, Jodie. You're not authoritative. You're not good at this character. You are horribly miscast, and also horribly miswritten. Because the master now says, "I'm gonna, I'm in complete control of you, right? Get in your knees now, or I'm gonna kill everybody." And she's like, "Well, I don't think I got a choice." So she kneels like she's completely beaten. This is not heroic, right? And she said, "Call me master." He could have said, "Suck my dick" at this moment, and she would have done, right? She's completely beaten, right? Because she's been outfought by a bleeding moronic version of the master, right? And she's like, "Oh, I'm angry. Oh no, I got to do what you say." And as he's talking, he lets slip he doesn't even know who the Calcivins or whatever they are. They really are. Although he does know more than she does. It's not hard, right? There are bacteria that know more than this doctor does. And the doctor said, "Oh, Keith up. I know. Oh, you don't know anything. I've worked it out." And he's like, "What? He should have killed 30 people right there, right? That will wipe the idiot smile off her face. Or why just kill her, right?" Meanwhile, fortunately, there's a stunning and brave woman in the house. Oh my God! Thank God, there's a stunning and brave woman, because nothing else can save us now other than a stunning and brave woman. So she operates this nail gun, and the doctor says, "Oh, I'm going to give you a bit of a girly sneer. That's going to show you. Oh, who writes this shit? Oh, I know who writes it. Crystal Bloody Chimney writes the bloody shit." And Ada Lovelace starts firing the gun. And the man's like, "I say, young lady, this isn't made for young women to use." And she's like, "Well, I can use it anyway because I'm stunning and I'm brave," right? Stunning and brave. Wings the master, and he screams and runs off, right? And then she throws the hand grenade at him, because that makes sense. And he's like, "Hey, Icky Thump, I can do whatever I want with no consequence whatsoever, because this is a female power fantasy." Yes, they really want you to say the only difference between men and women is the physical one between your legs, right? That's really what they believe. That's the only freaking difference that exists. They don't believe there's any other difference in men and women. Yes, there are, right? And how do we know that? By you feminizing every fucking thing you touch, right? That's how. Fine. So meanwhile, Ryan and Yaz, they're in. It looks like Golders Green to me, right? This looks like Golders Green. I've been there a few years, and Lenny Henry calls on and said, "Oh, we can trace everything. We know everything about you. You can't run from us." And says, "And now you're going to have real trouble." And they put them on the most wanted list. Do not approach. And Ryan's like, "Oh, we got to destroy our phones, right? Wait, they're going to track us with their phones." So they start doing that while Yaz tries to call her mum because she's an idiot. Meanwhile, they go back to the bloke's house, and she works at, "Wait a minute, you're Mr. Babbage. Oh, you invent the computer." And she kind of like, she does this a lot, right? She tells people intimate details about their future life, because that's what she does. So this, and she says, "And you're Ada Lovelace." And she says, "No, my name's Ada Gold, whatever it is. I can't remember her name." And she says, "Oh, no, not yet. Oh, just forget I mentioned that. Like, oh, I keep up." Again, it's like the flumps do Doctor Who. How is she so shit at being? I mean, I guess because in her mind, again, she just can do anything she wants with there being no accountability whatsoever. Because I'm the Doctor. Oh, Icky Thump. So we have a little conversation. So he said, "Oh, look, this is the Babbage machine." He says, "Oh yeah, this is." He tells them a bit about the future, while staring wildly into space. Oh, you're Ada Lovelace. Oh, Icky Thump. Oh, I got to tell you everything you want to know about yourself. What you don't want to know. Spoilers, lots of spoilers. And there's this. And there's also this rather crap-looking skeletal dancing person. And again, it's like, well, where did you come by such an interesting thing? He says, "Oh, it was delivered by a young man who said it was a token of appreciation from my master." I mean, you're like, "Oh, well, thank you. I'll just keep it then. Nothing else." Well, who's your master? "Oh, I don't know. It's a token of, well, why? You're giving me this like weird statue thing as I don't understand. What does it do? It moves apparently, and it projects. It kind of projects the House of Avarians. Again, stupid name, and they look Cybermanish, and they should have been Cybermen, especially tied into Nigel Barton. No, it's not Nigel Barton. Whatever his name is, Lenny Henry, who's like a tech mogul. It could have been echoed Invasion, with what's his name? International Electronics. You could have done a similar sort of thing. No, it's as if he writes it down on the back of a fag packet And that's it. Yeah, that's good enough. Don't need a second draft. Don't need to think about that. I mean, I wonder, have you ever been to a public toilet and you found a big shit just floating there? Or even worse, you go to your toilet and you find a big shit floating in there. And you go, and you obviously you've had somebody there who is like, I don't need to wipe. I do my business now. I'm done. Oh, I'm out. Right? Okay. It's kind of like that. Like somebody sent me this weird, very expensive, intricate thing, and I'm not going to inquire about it in any way, shape, or form. Okay then. And then there's a line in it. Oh God, it's also on the nose, right? It's also on a. There's like all great ladies. She's what did you say? Like all great lady. There's built for. What was it? Where is it? I think I wrote this line down. Where is it? There's. I'm just going through like line after line of stupidity, right? Line after line of absolute stupidity. Yeah, maybe roll. Okay, fine. Yes, I found it last. Like all great ladies, as much for decoration as purpose, right? To show, the evil sexism day. And Lady Lovelace rolls her eyes wearingly. Oh, men are the worst. Yes, they are. I wish they were stunning and brave like men. And he's like, are these the things they project? The Carsovans that we can't see. Then, madam, that's my private writings. And he's right. It is, right? That's exactly what it is. And she says, look, I've been having these blackouts since I was 13. And they're like, but why her, Icky Thorpe? Oh, let me walk around and act like I'm not a moron badly. I have an idea. Maybe you're important. I mean, look at her trying to think. It's just, and then she uses a sonic screwdriver to activate that thing that she figures will call the Carsovans, and then they will be zapped away somewhere. Right, but Ada Lovelace jumps in with them, and again, Babbage is like, "Well, that's perfectly normal." Look, there's some 20th century lighting going on in that thing. I'm not going to ask about it. I don't need to. By the way, do we ever find out why the Doctor goes to the insane lengths to do the bizarre thing to save them from the crashing plane? No, we don't, because it's stupid, right? Ethan Buckheimer's there, and she's just arrived. Well, listen, the party can get started. Why her? So she figures out the figure must be stabilized the Carsovans somehow, and she said they're time spies invading different zones. So when she calls them, she says, but isn't that incredibly dangerous? That's going to be too. Well, isn't the risk too great? And then we get a incredible line of stupidity from Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, where you can hear, you think it's heroic, but it's just dumb. Says, where there's risk, there's hope. Really? Try slamming your balls into a drawer. There's a risk there. Not much hope. Where there's risk, there's hope. No, an idiot. No, where there's risk, there's risk. Oh, no, there's risk. Oh, there must be a bit of hope there. Meanwhile, the family have found a building site to hide out in somehow. And so they go and hide there. And they fortunately, there's places on which will sit. It's very comfy. That's just, everything works out for the best. And they talk about, is the Doctor dead? No, the Doctor's alive. We'll do what the Doctor would do. We'll find out what it is and we'll stop him. Yes, we'll stop him because we're the stunning and brave bestest ever, right? And Yaz is like, I better think what to do next because I'm in charge. They said, so she's like, well, what assets do we have? Said Graham says, I still got the laser shoes and I've got the rocket launcher cufflinks. Meanwhile, the Carsovans start to appear around them. The Doctor wakes up, and now she's met another stunning and brave woman, Noor Inat Khan, a World War II spy. Well, a Muslim World War II spy, because, you know, they were ten a penny. And I'm not saying she didn't exist. We know she existed, but really, it sounds like you've got a bit of an agenda. Your agenda is, women. Women. Yeah, you think they can't do much. You think they're just pretty little fancies. No, some of them can operate machines all by themselves. He's so insanely sexist. So they're in World War II. He thought, you must be. Oh no, come and save me. And Ada Lovelace is in 100-year-old clothing, and nobody minds. The National Socialist turns up, North National Socialist, and who's in charge of them? The Master, right? And you can tell it's written by complete morons at this point, because later on they go into, well, his skin is slightly browner, slightly tanner than other people, so why would the Naughty National Socialists let him in? You know, they were aligned with the Chinese and the Arabs, right? If we're going by skin color alone. No, because that makes you feel bad, right? That makes it sound like you're not being nice to Muslims. Oh no. Right, so we can't mention the scientific fact, that the historical fact that the Arabs were aligned with the Nazis in World War II. Yes, they were. So the glowy Kossovans show up, and they're like, "Oh, run away!" And they're surrounded by lots of them. And Graham starts using his what's the name of shoes? His laser shoes. They don't use the cufflinks for some reason. And it fights them off. And they there's a bit of laser shoe action. Boo, pew, pew. And they all go away. Okay, so then next we get this huge aircraft hangar, and Lenny Henry turns up, and there's an old woman there who's his mother, right? And he hates his mother. He's like, what do I have to do to get you to say, well done? Oh, I hate my mother. Because he's a bad, bad man, obviously. And no wonder she bloody hates him. He's a dick. Says, well, you're going to be the first to find out my evil plan. And they zap her, right? Ah! And he goes, ha, 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 I'm evil. Oh, God, Lenny, mate. Lenny, this isn't doing you any favors, okay? It's not doing you any bloody favors. Meanwhile, Noor Inat Khan gets a knock at the door from the National Socialists. Oh, no! And they don't say anything. We're just looking. And they're in the floorboards, hiding away as the Doctor, and she notices the radio, and also Ada Lovelace is hiding, and he's there, and he goes, oh, and they make them shoot the ground, and they go, and like hail of bullets. Fortunately, they all miss the Doctor and Ada Lovelace. And she's like, oh, you're so bad, you bad people. Oh, you're so. But you know what? By 2022, I'll be totally on board with what you guys want to do. 100%. Yeah. This whole, I hate it now in 1940, whatever. But I love it in 2022. I love you doing the whole Nazi shit. Do it in 2022 in the US to bring a civil war, because that's just going to be stunning and brave, right? And they glare, oh, bad person, and they leave. And she lets the Doctor and Ada. How they missed them is beyond me, right? Also, isn't he the Master? Doesn't he have a sonic screwdriver or something he can scan for like where they're hiding? And again, if he bumps her off, he's doing the world a favor at this point, doing the universe a favor. So she lets him out. There, you can come out now. All right. And Jodie does a bit of a info dump. And says, and tells her all about her future as well. And says, stunning and brave, women being stunning and brave. Women's brave and stunning and brave and stunning, brave. Says, yes, I am stunning and I am brave, right? And so they basically talk about like how great you are. You're just the bestest ever. Oh, you're all girls together and we're all the bestest. or whatever, and we don't need so icky men. Oh, and then but the only thing different with men and women is they have penises, we have vaginas, but not that matters. Icky thump. Oh, I've got to put my thinking face on now. Maybe I should find a way of getting back to my TARDIS. Oh, icky thump. I'll do that. I'll get right back to my TARDIS. Oh, yes. I mean, look at like. It's not that I'm grabbing it disingenuously, right? This is a fair representation of how she is chosen to play this part because she does not know how to play this part, right? Where are we up to? So meanwhile, Yaz leaves a message for her sister from her phone box, but obviously they get traced because of it. And instantly the people show up, right? But Graham's there with his laser shoes, and he says, "Get back! I'll give you the soft shoe shuffle." And yeah, actually, all the bits without the Doctor nearly feel like they could be in Doctor Who, right? It's just the bits with the Doctor, not even close, right? Not even bloody close. And they all get down on the ground. They take their phones. And then Ryan says, "Oh, we're going to take your phones and find out where you came from." And it's like, yes, it's like, why are you telling them the plan? Because he's a moron. Because he's a moron like the Doctor. So the Doctor uses the top secret radio to send a signal to the Master by using the sound of two hearts. Dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. I'm going to rip off some Doctor Who, rip off some Tennant, rip off some Tennant, rip off some Tennant. Member Berry of Tennant, maybe people like that. Although when they made this, this is before season 11 went out, and they saw how bad it was going to be. Right, this is before then. Yeah, let's have a quick 1 second over here. Let's have a quick peruse right down the achievements of Jodie. 1 second, share screen. So they filmed this. Where were they at the time? Let's have a look. Let's see. Witchfinders, Revolution, Spyfall. So we're about over here right now. Okay. They hadn't, when they filmed it, they thought they were going to be, maybe around here, maybe around here. They didn't know they'll be on a complete nosedive, right? And the only time they had an arrest of that nosedive was when John Barrowman appeared in it before they cancelled him, right? So they thought, oh, people are going to love the intersexual feminism. We need more of that, more intersexual feminism. So anyway, so they're over connecting to the Master. The Master picks up it and he says, "Okay, we're going to meet over in the Eiffel Tower." And she said, "Okay, you come without guards and me, just you and me, right? Just you and me." And Master says, "Okay, fine." No, and he meets them there, right? No subterfuge whatsoever. One of them will be lying. It's not the Master, apparently, as we find out. So at the top of the Eiffel Tower, they meet. They gloat at each other a little bit. He's out crazy bonkers, and she's like, "Oh, I'm the Doctor." Oh, and he starts to talk about Gallifrey a little bit. 1 second. Where'd it go? Where's that? There you go. So the Master tells her the entire plan at this point for no apparent reason. After bringing no backup, no guards or anything, nothing to catch the Doctor, he tells her the whole plan. He met the Carsovans. They've been here for ages. They joined forces. That dancing thing is to make them more stable in our universe. And they've been assassinating the spies because spies started to notice them. By whom? What? No, nothing really makes any sense, right? They don't go into any details that would explain any of this. Meanwhile, they arrive at the hangar and they find Lenny Henry's mother is brown bread, right? Totally brown bread. Oh, next one. There you go. And Lenny Henry leaves a message. Oh, I'm evil, me. I'm so incredibly evil. Look at me being evil. I'm so evil. Everything's going to change, and I'm going to get you. And he sees the dancing thing again. So then Ada Lovelace follows the Inut Khan or whatever sends a message, and they're just two stunning and brave women together, being stunning and brave. I say, would you like to scissor? It's what stunning and brave women do nowadays. Don't mind if I do, actually. Okay, we'll do that. Then we'll get back to being stunning and brave. So off they go, and they're going on a mission. She's dressed in like 100-year-old clothing in the middle of Nazi-occupied sodding Paris. Right, not conspicuous at all. Right, not conspicuous at all. But in case she was not conspicuous enough, they've given her a phone. Right, they've given her a freaking phone. They said, I do not know what the device does. I really do not know. It's very strange. But and like, well, nothing bad can come from this. Then she uses the phone to call them, and at the same time, Jodie uses a sonic screwdriver to do something. And again, I want to remind you. The master was on the level. She said, let's just come and meet the two of us. No games, nothing. We'll just meet each other. I'll be a bit smug about the whole thing. And he's like, well, you should go and check out Gallifrey. I know something you don't. Meanwhile, so she's used that message she had the Nor, whatever her name is, was saying that he's really a double agent, and he's where he's going to be. He's a great asset for the British, and they're going to come and get him. And she's also got rid of his perception filter, so now he seems slightly darker skinned, slightly tanner. So, that's going to put you in so much trouble with the evil National Socialists. Again, they were allies with the Arabs, you an idiot. Right, generally speaking, the Muslim world were on their side. Anyway, and he's like, I'll get you for this, Doctor. And she escapes, and he's caught by the National Socialists. Meanwhile, Lenny Henry is just like, I haven't quite shit enough. Maybe I should be a little bit shitter. And he's like, well, okay then. Okay. And meanwhile, we have got Jodie's corrupting the timelines left, right, and center. And she's so proud of herself, right? And she works everything out. She goes, look, you found the Master's TARDIS. He says, what is that house? He says, no, it's not a house. He says, that's a computer. And it's targeting the history of computers. Ada Lovelace says, what's a computer? He said, forget I mentioned that because you're about to invent them. Again, just contaminating timelines left, right, and center. But she's so proud of herself. He actually says that. My brain is fizzing. Your brain is fizzing with stupidity. I'm so great. I worked it out. Yes. He thought. Again, she looks like a really shit sex doll, right? Like one that I really, really wouldn't want to have. Okay. Meanwhile, Lenny Henry is giving his big megalomatic speech, and again, this would have tied into Tobias Thorne, right? It would have really echoed it if the Cybermen-looking aliens were in fact Cybermen, right? It just takes a bit of bloody writing. I don't know. And he's like, we've got all your information. We know every text you sent. We know everything about you. We control you completely. We can do anything, right? And yes, that is true. The tech companies do indeed own us. How does Facebook make money? What is their product? You are their product. You are what they are selling to advertisers. Oh, man. Apparently, the Instagram personal shopper is the most incredible AI, right? The most incredible shopping AI. But so again, by the way, I do want to, in case I didn't highlight this clearly enough, the Master appeared in good faith, right? Totally in good faith without causing any trouble. She lied her ass off and had him like sent to a concentration camp by the looks of it. In her diseased head. So he says, and I can send the text to everybody just like that. And the text says, humanity is over. You have 3 minutes to prepare. And they're like, oh, what's going to happen? He says, okay, so human beings are all going to be turned into hard drives, right? That's what their basic use is. They're going to be a hard drive. There's going to be a few humans left to herd people around, but basically everyone's just going to be massive hard drives. I guess he's going to sell it to a storage space. I guess, I don't know. And what's in it for him, right? What's in it for him to destroy humanity? I mean, I can say the same things about the Biden government. What's in it for them? I really don't know. And then the woman, the model thing starts dancing. Oh, the Kassovins appear, right? And oh no, we're all going to be turned into hard drives, not Cybermen, which would have made much more sense. So then the master shows up, right? Bonkers. He came the long way round, apparently, right? He waited 77 years. He couldn't find a. He's as shit as Jodie. He couldn't find a way of time traveling, right? Answer to why he wants to end humanity: toxic masculinity. It's amazing, isn't it? Being black, it puts you right at the bottom of the progressive stack. You can still be evil and black, but you can't be evil in a woman. Fine. So, oh god, this is so awful. And he's like, no, fine. So he says he's waiting 7 years, and he's there to gloat at the final victory that he's been waiting all these years for. And Yaz is about to be taken over and turned into a hard drive. And he's like, I'm so mean and evil, me. And then all of a sudden it stops. And the Doctor appears with Ada Lovelace and Ina Khan because they're stunning and brave women being stunning and brave. And they all get saved. Yetta's family aren't turned into hard drives. Oh, gonna have a bit of a glort, glorty, glort. And she plays a recording of him saying, oh, I'm going to get rid of the Kassovins as soon as I get them to do my bidding. They could have been faked, right? It could have been but no, again, she's just a cunt. There's no justice in this. She's just a nasty cunt, right? Again, a female power fantasy is being able to do whatever you want with no consequences. And once you understand that, most of entertainment makes sense now, right? So yeah, she drops him in it, and he's oh, look at that gloat! Look at that gloat! Oh, so much gloating. Oh, it's so good to be mean and put you down, right? There's nothing aspirational about this character. And the master's taken, and he goes to vacuum land. Oh no! And she meets up with the fam again. And retroactively she fixed everything with the master. I said, when did you do all the stuff about saving us? I said, I haven't done that yet. And so she's got to rush off and do it. And this is her plan she goes through, right? She makes all the little signs for the plane and puts them in and puts the thing. Why not just have it turn on as soon as the master vanishes and fly them to safety with a video message saying, don't worry, everybody, I got everything completely under control. You'll be fine. Right? No, because she's a fucking idiot. So then she, all right, so now she prints out the thing and she laminates it. Oh, I like a laminator, me. And she puts them all on the plane as they're being made. It's just stupid. It's not like Sylvester McCoy being, the master chess master playing on 1,000 chessballs across reality. It's not like that at all. It's just like, I can't work out how to fix this, right? So she drops Nonet Khan back, and then she erases her memory because she was too stupid to avoid having to do that, right? Like when David Tennant did that, it was to stop Donna blowing up, right? It wasn't because he just did a temporal contamination through sheer unabiding stupidity, right? sheer abiding stupidity. So then she takes Ada Lovelace back and she says, "Oh, well, my inventions with you have been incredible. Please, I can't wait to. Can we do more? I want to go and see more things." Says, "Oh no," and she erases her memories, even though she's begging not to. Right? She begs like, "This doctor is evil." Right? She's like literally evil. Right? And then, but while she's asleep, she says, "Oh, you've got to invent computers and be the bestest ever. Stunning and brave. Women being stunning and brave and stunning." I like, there's so much feminist fragility in this. Oh, brave and stunning and brave. And off she goes, and she's in the TARDIS, and she's like, "Oh, wait a minute." And this is kind of like a bad version of the end of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. You ever seen Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? Like after Steve Martin drops off John Candy, he remembers him saying, "Oh, how much I love my wife," and then he's saying, "I hardly ever get home," and he realizes that his wife is dead. Right? He goes and brings them back. Right? But you have the little bit where he's remembering everything. So she's like, "Oh, wait a minute! Didn't the master say something's changed in Gallifrey? I haven't been back there." Oh, me. Oh, she remembers all the things. Oh, I wonder what it was saying. So she sets course to Gallifrey, right? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, hello, Daisy. How you doing? Hello. You want to say hello? Hello, my honey. Oh, you're a good doggy. Oh, you're such a good girl. So she arrives on Gallifrey. Looks like my camera. And she goes, "Oh, Icky Thump, he wasn't joking. He's destroyed everything. Oh, no. Gallifrey is gone." It was back 10 minutes, but now it's gone. Oh, I'm going to be broody, but I'm not going to be very good at being broody. And then all of a sudden, a message pops up from the master. And it says, "Oh, now you've seen everything. I did it because they cover something up. Everything we know is a lie. Oh." And she's like, "Oh, Icky Thump, what you doing? Oh, I don't know." And he says, "You're the time." He says, "You've got to find out the truth of the timeless child." Meanwhile, Graham, Ryan, and Yash show up and said, "We really know sort of about you. Could you tell us anything, right? Absolutely anything at all?" She says, "Oh, I'm from Gallifrey. So can we go there?" "Oh, not right now. Oh, I don't know. I don't want to." Again, she's a coward. She can't open up, right? The reason she can't open up to people is because she's terrified, right? She's a coward, right? And I just don't think it's a good look, right? I don't think it's a good look for the Doctor to be an emotional cripple, which is what she is. Oh, I'm so sad now. Oh, I've got my sad puppy face on. Oh, and it's over. Okay, so again, why did she go through? Why? Right? Why were the Carsovans killing spies? Not really explained. What happened to the Carsovans? She stopped the doll thing working, so they're like, "Oh, all these millennia we put into invading this planet, right? All this time we put into that. Forget it. Yeah, we're done. No, I can't do any more. Why was why did I save the fan from crashing in the most stupid way possible? No reason. Could I have sent them messages of anything else to help them when they were going to be on the run from Barton? Yeah, I could have done all of that, but whatever. None of it makes sense. It's because it's badly written. What was Lenny Henry's plan? Because being a toxic male, I guess. And what happened to him? Is he in jail now? Like, there's so many things that don't make any freaking sense, right? There is so many things that makes no sense. Problem being brings in another thing. If the creator was the Doctor from the future, how come he doesn't know Gallifrey was destroyed? Again, because this isn't Doctor Who. Right? This is not Doctor Who. It's really the bottom line. Yeah, how do we know it's not Doctor Who? Normally speaking, Doctor Who doesn't have this ratings curve, right? This doesn't look like Doctor Who, what it normally looks like. It looks somewhat different. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet! Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.